mistake. You got to be able to, you got to take advantage of when they do that kind of stuff. 10 seconds to go. 24-23 Saints. Vikings at their own 39. It's third down. Three receivers right, Thielen and left. Marshawn Lattimore 12 yards from Adam. Case on a deep drop. Steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side. Caught by Diggs. Stay on! Oh my God! 30, no way! Are you kidding me? It's a Minneapolis Miracle! Stefon Diggs in the middle of the Vikings have walked off on the New Orleans Saints. It's a 61-yard Minneapolis Miracle. I can't believe what I just saw, Kyle. What an unbelievable play. Fans at US Bank Stadium are embracing each other. They're trying to climb into the box box. Jump on the ball. Nobody can find Stefon Diggs. He ran into the tunnel. Unbelievable, Paul. Are you kidding me? They run the deep out route. Stefon Diggs goes up, and Marcus Williams, the rookie, tries to jump over the back of him to break up the throw. The ball is caught, and Diggs is able to take it into the end zone. Look at the Vikings coach. This is just an Are you kidding me? Look at these Vikings coaches. Yes! Let's go to Philadelphia. Paul, when it's your year, it's your year. That's all I got to say. Let's go to Philadelphia. An unbelievable play. It's going to be 48 Grizzlies, and we're bringing a purple rain.
Skol, Vikes! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Viking Spin. I'm your host, Jason, and oh my God, the Minneapolis Miracle. Are you kidding me? The Vikings win over the Saints 29-24 in dramatic fashion on a 61-yard touchdown pass from Case Keenum to Stefon Diggs as time expires. And what can I say other than it was divine intervention? A historic victory for the Vikings. First time that that's happened in team history with a walk-off touchdown in a postseason. Just unbelievable how the Vikings advanced to the NFC Championship game. Their record improves to 14-3. The Saints season is over. They dropped to 12-6. I'm just at a loss for words. I mean, I'm watching the game there with 10 seconds left, and I'm saying maybe they need to get a 25 yards here and get out of bounds so they could kick a field goal. My wife says, no, you know what? They need a Hail Mary. And what happens? They throw a Hail Mary for the touchdown and get the win. Unbelievable. Let's look at let's break this game down, though. Stat-wise, Case Keenum finishes the day 25 of 40, 318 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Stefon Diggs, that touchdown capped a monster game, 6 catches for 137 yards and a touchdown. Adam Thielen had 6 catches for 74 yards, including several acrobatic grabs at crucial moments in this game. Latavius Murray and Jerick McKinnon combined for 84 yards rushing, and each of them had a touchdown rushing. Kai Forbath was 3 of 4 on his field goals, including a 53-yarder in the fourth quarter, which was crucial. The defense had 2 interceptions, one by Andrew Sendejo and another one by Anthony Barr, which came on a tip pass that Everson Griffin got a paw on. And the Vikings also had 2 sacks in the game, one by Everson Griffin and one by Harrison Smith. There were a couple injuries in the game for the Vikings, Shamar Stefan and Andrew Sendejo. We'll have more on those injuries later on during the week for our pregame NFC Championship podcast when the Vikings take on the Eagles. But good signs so far. Andrew Sendejo has some good signs that he will be able to play in this next game. But like I said, we'll be monitoring that more closely during the week. Just to recap this game, though, the way the scoring went, the Vikings dominated this game in the first half. They started off first quarter, drew first blood. Jerick McKinnon had a touchdown run, put the Vikings up 7-0. And I think that the first 3 or 4 Saints possessions were just 3 and outs. The Vikings would get the ball back, and Kai Forbath added a field goal to make it 10-0 at the end of the first quarter. Then the second quarter came about. The Vikings got another touchdown drive capped off by Latavius Murray's plunge into the end zone on the goal line. That made it 17-0. Each team would miss field goals to end the first half. So the first half ended 17-0 Vikings. Then the third quarter came around. The Vikings had started making some mistakes. Keenum got picked off. And then the Saints capitalized on a Drew Brees touchdown pass to Michael Thomas. Then there was a blocked punt in the fourth quarter, because the third ended 17-7. The Saints got another touchdown pass from Brees to Thomas that made it 17-14. Then Keenum got himself collected, came back strong, hit a nice long ball to Jarius Wright to get them set up in the field goal range. And then Kai Forbath came on, drilled a 49-yarder, put the Vikings up 20-14 in the fourth quarter. The Saints would come right back. They marched down the field on a touchdown drive, and Brees hit Kamara in the end zone with a touchdown pass, put the Saints up 21-20. Then the Vikings, there was a little bit over 2 minutes left in the game. They drove down the field. Adam Thielen made a great acrobatic catch to set up a Kai Forbath 53-yarder. He nailed that one. That put the Vikings up 23-21. But then the Saints, they get the ball back with about 1:30 and one timeout, and they marched down the field and put Will Lutz in position. I think it was a 43 or 44-yarder. He nails that. It's 24-23. The Vikings get the ball back. It's a touchback with about 30 seconds left. They start to drive off at the 25, get a penalty to start the drive off. They're 5 yards back. I think an incompletion after that. And then they got a completion to Stefon Diggs, a long one that gave them a big chunk. They had to use their final timeout with 17 seconds left. And then I believe they ran another play or two, incomplete pass or two. Then it was with 3rd and 10 with 10 seconds left. And I'm thinking that they're going to go, just try to get that pass and get out of bounds. Try to get a 20, 25-yard chunk play. Nope, Keenum goes back, hits Diggs on an out route. The Saints try to go for the ball instead of trying to tackle Diggs. They miss. Diggs makes a leaping grab, lands, and breaks his fall with his hand and stays up. There's no Saints around him, and then he just sprints down the sidelines. 61-yard touchdown pass for the walk-off touchdown. Vikings win it on the final play of regulation, 29-24, in dramatic fashion. And this just exercised all kinds of demons. Of course, you guys will remember, this is so special. It comes against the Saints, the same team and the same coach responsible for Bountygate. I think Sean Payton should have been banned from football for life. He only got 1 year for the Bountygate scandal, where he paid players to injure Brett Favre in that game. We all remember that. And then just to make it even more sweet, though, we beat the Saints in the Week 1 opener. That was great. But this is a playoff game. This ends their season. It advances us to the NFC Championship game. I mean, if that's not destiny, I don't know what is. It just seems like the Vikings are destined, to win it all this year. The players giving all the glory to God, and I can't agree more. But just to make this a little bit sweeter, it appears now, according to Ben Lieber, who was also part of that 2009 Vikings team that played the Saints in the Bountygate NFC Championship game that year, he says Sean Payton was mocking Vikings fans with the skull chant right before that play. Like, Payton was basically celebrating too early, and then bam, Keenum throws the game-winning touchdown pass to Diggs. Well, that'll shut Sean Payton up. I mean, it couldn't happen. A more picture-perfect ending. I don't know what to say. I'm still stunned. It's in a great way. And we're going to bring you, of course, the Vikings-Eagles preview, the NFC Championship game later this week. Most likely by Friday we'll have it for you guys. And it'll be jam-packed with everything that you'll need to know about that game. It's going to be Sunday, 6:40 Eastern, 5:40 Central Time on Fox. Don't miss it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again to another edition of Viking Spin. That's all we have for today. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe here on YouTube, and we will see you next time. So long.